And you can't right now. Okay, today's Monday, right?
Tuesday.
What?
Pretty sure it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
I'm a little worried about you.
Oh, I can feel it, yeah.
Well, even the IIHF tweet this morning with the 4 games on both sides, it's that dumb, or with the, I shouldn't say that, interesting clip on the bottom. Not much of a sell. But we'll have fun.
Roy Mark.
Les arbitres sont de reprises à Kaufman et Jarabek. Les juges de ligne sont de la Inesman en Lostic et Celtic. La composition de départ pour l'équipe de Norvège de starting line-up for Norway, le numéro 30, 13, Hogan, le numéro 6, 6, Olos, le numéro 10, 10, Nordstebo, le numéro 41, 41, Torrensen, le numéro 46, 46, Olimb, le numéro 40, 40, Olimb. La composition de départ de l'équipe de Slovénie, de starting line-up for Slovenia, le numéro
Hello everybody and welcome to Paris, France, Group B action at the 2017 World Hockey Championship. John Abbott and Dave Tomlinson bringing you Slovenia and Norway, a pair of teams looking to move up in the standings in Group B. Norway enters with 1 win, 1 loss, and 3 points. Slovenia, a shootout loss in which they earned their only point of the tournament and a loss to the Canadians. It is Slovenia in the white jerseys, lime green trim, and it is Norway in their reds with blue pants, white lettering. And it is an important game for these two teams, Dave, to try and stay above the bar in Group B.
Well, the door is wide open for both of these teams as Finland has stumbled so far, and this is getting close to a must-win if any one of these teams want to get a foothold in the standings here.
Polis, after Slovenia played it into the Norway zone, tried to get it up to Thoresen. This has been the top line for Norway, their most productive. Mathis Olum, Ken-Andre Olum, and Thoresen for Norway. All of their points, as Slovenia guilty of an icing, have come from those three in this tournament as Norway enters off a shutout loss.
That line played together in their first game, and that was against France. They won that one 3-2. They got ahead and stayed ahead, and then some coaching decisions moved those players off the same line, and they lost 3-0 to Switzerland and just had no offensive output whatsoever. See if that can help them today playing together on a line.
Robar on the blue line for Slovenia, plays it to Murzak. Slovenia, as we mentioned in the opening day, playing for the second game without Žiga Jegelic, who's been suspended due to a kick to Swiss forward Rufinacht. Ended up going right across his neck while Jegelic was in a line change, and he's one of their more productive players is Jegelic, and of course no Kopitar. Roseli Olsen for Norway, back to the right point. Slovenia's zone, a shot came through, but it was blocked in front, and Roseli Olsen followed up, but he fanned on an opportunity in the slot as well. Moving the other way, Orgrijanšek, a long knuckler into the stick of Hogan, made the easy stop. Slovenia trying to get another puck back to the goal, but log jam right in front of that Norwegian net.
Hogan, the goaltender, gets the start as he was in that opening game, stopping 22 of 24 against France.
Odegaard out for Norway. Plays it ahead. Martinsen just onside of that Slovenian line. Martinsen. NHL ties from Norway. Reichenberg tried to pick it up on the left wing boards. He couldn't get it to the goal. Slovenia counteracts. Norway defending in the corner. Gerald able to take it away for Slovenia. Working down low, Music, side of the net to the far boards. Cycles down deep, Kuralt there. Left it as well. Slovenia trying to pass in front for Kuralt, and it'll be deflected on goal. Hogan a cover after it was looking like it might be a pretty successful cycle in deep for Slovenia.
The thought with the international ice surfaces, with more area to move in the offensive zone, they'll be more creative, but instead teams just fall back right to their goaltender. And we see Nick Pem here lining up for a face-off. He wants to be a part of some offense as Slovenia has already got their game against Canada out of the way. They lost 7-2 in that one. Norway yet to face Canada in this tournament.
Draw to the left of Lars Hogan in goal for Norway. And a wrister deflect off a stick. That came close for Orgrijanšek, trying to put it upstairs. Hogan has the win for the Norwegians. That came in their first game against the host in this pool, France, in a 3-2 victory. Play called back at the line as trying to dangle his way in there was Tretinis.
And he has an argument with the official, he believing Slovenia had brought the puck back into their own end, and that should be a playable puck. Nicholas Roost, also some words as you see the coach of, that is Norway, Petter Thoresen, father of Patrick Thoresen. 2 goals in that game against France.
Kovacevic moves it in for Slovenia. Sabalic missed it on the far boards. Norway counteracting. Will be brought in by Ken-Andre Olum. Ken-Andre Olum playing with his brother, Mathis Olum. Kovacevic in behind the net. Robar for Slovenia, trying to work that puck up ice. Sabalic at it for a moment. Murzak, a goal in both games for Slovenia. Formerly the Detroit Red Wings organization. That'll be played up through center ice. Both teams will change on the fly. Scoreless in the early goings of this one.
Bit of a feeling out process for both teams.
Pintaric, the goaltender for Slovenia, able to move it out, help his team get to center ice. That's Matija Pintaric. Getting the second action of the tournament, Dave. He spelled off Krožel in that first game, which looked like it was going to be a disaster for Slovenia right out of the gate, finding themselves in a 4-0 hole to Switzerland. Vasily Olsen put one to the goal. Pintarch didn't have to make a stop. Slovenia was able to rally in that hockey game, tied at 4, and force it to a shootout. Eventually, that's where they would pick up their point in a loss.
They had a power play in overtime. They couldn't convert there, and then couldn't get one past the goaltender in that shootout.
Slovenia working it to the near side. Kuralt there, end of his shift. He'll just slap it deep. Allow the Slovenia group to make a change. Norway, the most vocal, I think, in the building so far today. Hoping they can improve on what is a 3-point performance so far in Group B. Martinson back in his own zone. Ahead, Reichenberg speeding through the middle. Reichenberg in on the right wing side. Prodded out a little bit, knocked the puck away from Gregorts. Reichenberg gets it back, swings to the line, shot towards the goal. Pintarch makes the stop in the butterfly. Was let go from Johannesson, who gets it back, and another shot right on, and Pintarch, another save in the butterfly in the glove side post. Norway trying to up the ante here early. Reichenberg drives from the left wing circle. That missed on the glove side of Pintarch, and Norway resets through neutral zone territory.
Reichenberg's been a noticeable player for Norway. The top players you'll hear a lot of, Olim, the two brothers, as Norway now ices the puck, and Patrick Thoresen as well. But one of the main players not playing, that's Jeglic, who in the second period, amongst a scuffle near the bench of the Swiss, and pardon me, his own bench, he swung his leg over to get onto the bench and got up near the ear of Thomas Rufenacht. That was in the second period, and they looked at the tape afterwards and gave him a 2-game suspension. This is game 2 of that suspension.
It wasn't caught initially on the ice for a penalty because it was the middle of a change and just was not identified, but credit to the IIHF for reviewing things, and that was a scary incident that is still frightening and uncalled for, but fortunately Rufenacht is going to be okay. Sabalic puts one towards the goal from the right wing corner. That was blocked in front. Merzak lets it go. Robar in from the line. Left point for Slovenia to Merzak. His pass down low was broken up by Thoresen. Tries to send one out for Sondre Olden. That didn't connect. Slovenia steals at center. Sabalic comes in. He lost the puck. Thoresen back for Norway. That'll be Mathis Olaf. And playing it into the far boards. Norway going after it. Ken-Andre Olaf out in front. Mathis Olaf scores! Right through the legs of Pintarch, and Norway has a 1-0 lead.
The top line for Norway gets on the board. And the faithful in the building celebrate. Norway shut out last game. Are able to forecheck. The puck is knocked back down low behind the net by Ken-Andre Olaf. And then right towards the front of the net is Mathis Olaf. He sneaks it through the goaltender, has to wait to celebrate. It does hit the back of the net as Patrick Thoresen makes a heads-up pass near side, glove side. Pintarch is down, but look at that. It just slides under the right knee, and he is helpless afterwards. 1-0 Norway.
Good start for Norway, who were shut out against the Swiss in their last hockey game, so it had been a while since Norway deposited one in the back of the net, and they have an early 1-0 lead against Slovenia. Norway may be back for more. Bostjansson tried the reverse pass in the Slovenia zone. That didn't work. And the top line that has not always been together as a trio, the two Olin brothers and Thoresen, reunited to start this hockey game and have made their presence felt. Again, it's those three that have every point that Norway has produced in this tournament.
Reichenberg has a helper, that line you talked about, and that's it. Matter of fact, Thoresen has 11 shots on net. The entire D-Corps for Norway has 11 shots, but they're going to put themselves in penalty trouble here.
It is Norway leading 1-0 over Slovenia. Early play of the World Hockey Championship.
We're going to play together and we start
Welcome back to Paris. Group B play, Norway and Slovenia. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you, and Slovenia to the power play, trying to get even on the board.
Well, 2 for 9 so far through 2 games.
Norway's penalty kill is first in the tournament, killing 9 of 10 coming in today. Johannesson will skip one down the ice, get the extra bounce to put it over the blade of Robar, who was back for it. The take from his own netminder, Slovenia will start from behind their own goal. Down 1-0 on the power play. Chopped at center was Orgrianchik. Norway finds the puck, might have a shorthanded opportunity coming in as Rust all alone. Cuts to the backhand, puts it on, and Pintaric held his ground to make the stop on a shorthanded chance for Norway.
Murzak gets back to help out, and now he helps out his team getting into the zone.
Sabalic setting up out of the near corner. Sabalic throws it to the goal. Pass back to Sabalic, looking for the tip in the slot. Orgrianchik couldn't deflect it on. Another opportunity for the speedy Norwegians who hustle in. Ken-Andre Olam has Thoresen in front for a shorthanded opportunity, but Ken-Andre Olam could not get the backhand pass to the slot, and we're seeing, Dave, a very aggressive Norwegian group.
A little more bite in their game after getting shut out.
Thoresen in a shorthanded Norwegian group, get a shot, well, with a man down. Odegaard put it on to Pintaric, who's had to be sharp no matter what the situation is, and Slovenia is still looking for their first shot on goal, Dave.
They've had some difficulty here. We talked about Norway being the quicker team to pucks, and it's happening 5-on-4.
Wrister to the net is blocked. Centering pass goes awry. Kovacevic with 29 seconds to go in the Slovenia power play. Works it down low. Easy steal for Norway. It'll be ushered down the ice by Bonsaken.
You mentioned Norway and their penalty killing. And the reason they're 9 for 10, close to 10 for 11 if they kill the remaining seconds off, they keep very short shifts for their forwards. Get the puck down, get right off.
5 seconds left for which Slovenia to work with, and that'll do it. Into the glove of Pintaric at the other end, and Norway, top-ranked penalty kill in Group B play, stays that way as Hollis escapes the box. 1-0 Norway, thanks to a goal from Mathis Olam. Thoresen couldn't get it cleanly into the Slovenian zone. Norway back to defend. Stolen a couple times, thrown on, and a left pad stop by Hogan, and he'll hold the puck underneath him against the blocker post.
Had to be sharp there as the Norwegians kill a penalty. Some up-ice pressure. Rust just pokes it by the defenseman, and he thinks he's okay, but look at the wheels of Murzak getting back and not taking a penalty. That was the key to that play. Rust thinks he can do the one hand, but he's knocked off stride. And he's looking up thinking perhaps he had to get a little bit more strength onto the stick to get a better shot.
Draw to the right of Hogan. Norway controls, looking to form a breakout. Pressured by Slovenia. Sabalic was in there, 55. But it is Norway who prevails. Centering pass ends up right back on the stick of Mathis Olam, who put it on to Pintaric. Murzak. Curling back for Slovenia. Likely stops and starts with what that line can do for Slovenia offensively. In the middle of a line change right now. Thrown into the corner. Norwegian zone. Norway will reset. Norstesbo hustling after it. Had some help down low from Martinson. Worked around Hollis to the far corner. Reichenberg lost control. Slovenia pressures. At the point, left side, Robar takes a look, shovels one deep off the end boards, scoots in front, and Slovenia in tight will spin one on. A stick there from Verlich gives them a good opportunity. Hogan able to reposition himself to make the stop.
This is all from a reverse that Norway did in their own end behind the net, trying to get away from pressure. Instead, they cause more.
Slovenia down 1-0, attempting to tie the hockey game. Norway already has killed off a Slovenia power play. Roymark watching. Norway up ice. Bouncing puck eludes the aforementioned Roy Mark. Bounces back into the Norwegian zone. Odegaard will shovel it clear. Slovenia another chance to move it up ice, and they will. Kuro will play it in, and stepping out to his left is Hogan. He'll put it on a tee. Odegaard through center, a speedy Roos, long slap shot off a stick that stays high and wide of Pintaric in the Slovenian goal. Bringing it down is Roseli Olsen, side of the net, Roos. Centering pass for Roseli Olsen, couldn't quite cut through the traffic and pull the trigger. Norway trying to hold the zone at the line. Odegaard did once, unsuccessful the second time. It'll be played back through center ice, nearly allowing Norway to form another sustained pressure. However, it is both teams changing on the fly. Norway backs off a little bit. Slovenia plays it up from behind their own goal line.
They just want to calm things down here as the Slovenian defense is back into their zone, allow Norway to come at them.
Sabalic couldn't lift the stick of Thoresen to steal the puck. Thoresen in, rolling disc. And Merzak, former Calder Cup winner with the Grand Rapids Griffins, mentioned those ties to the Detroit Red Wings organization, will help get the puck out. And it's batted in by Tachar. Tachar in the corner. Behind the net for Sabalic. Sabalic, side of the goal, tried to wrap it around, blocked in front of Hogan. Norway, good job clogging up some of those dangerous spots on the ice, and they'll get the clear. Breitnar in his own zone. Breitnar sees a man moving through the middle, hits him. Coming in with a long shot, that'll be deflected up and out by Hogan. And it is Norway leading 1-0 over Slovenia, the 2017 World Hockey Championship. Good look at the Olin brothers. A threat from Norway, Dave, and they come as a package pair.
Well, they do, and they are playing together in Färjestad in the Swedish league. First time professionally, they decided to play on the same team. They did that last year. They'll do that this coming season in September as well.
Mathis wears 46 and has the goal for Norway in his 10th World Hockey Championship. His brother Ken Andre in his 8th. Plenty of experience at this tournament for the brothers.
I said Färjestad, pardon me, Linköping is the team they're both playing for.
Slovenia, Orgaranchik moving it to the slot. One swipe at it and a miss there from Verlic. Second one went wide. Reichenberg defending down low for Norway. Wraps it around behind the net. Hollis, the veteran, will move it. Martinson had to deal with some coverage right near his line. Helped out though, as Norway will be able to get the clear and execute a change. Coming back in, Slovenia, a long wrister is easily handled by Hogan off of Goljacic.
Square to the puck, as Hogan is able to take that quite easily. As the Slovenian fans are cheering on their team. Take a look at the standings and you'll see that both these teams feel that they can climb up after seeing Finland stumble so far, getting stunned a couple of nights ago. France winning 5-1 in that hockey game in this very building that was shaking to the rafters.
Well, Finland's story is an unusual one at this World Hockey Championships. They have 4 points. What does that mean for this game? Well, Norway at 3 right behind them. And Slovenia, if they would win and get the full 3 points, they would be even with Finland, and that's just not usually the conversation. Both these teams have interest, and each want to be back in next tournament. Vidmar got it out for Slovenia. Chasing one down is Kuro for the Slovenians. Keeping one in at the line. Momentarily, at least. Norway able to get the brief clear. Slovenia Able to use the neutral zone in their favor right now. Rodman had it stripped of the puck though. Norway works back. They'll slow it down. Don't like what they see and want to get some fresh legs out there.
It's almost as though either team are waiting for their top players to get out on the ice, just burning shifts until they can get them out there.
Floating pass nearly set up Norway breaking in with Tretnes. Ends up in the corner, Slovenian zone. Andre, it'll be Olden, excuse me, who was working in there for Norway. Played back in. Far boards, Tretnes. Backhander much too high as it just lobbed its way into the netting behind the Slovenian net.
Well, Mathis Olom gets his first goal of the tournament as Thorson, the near side pass, and it's just redirected quickly underneath the goaltender as the brother Ken Andre looks on as well. Mathis Olom is the all-time leading scorer for Norway at this event.
Merzak had his stick tied up. That allows Norway to move in deeper off the draw win just outside the Slovenian zone. Work back to Mathis Olom. Down low. Ken Andre wrapped it around right through the goal crease, and unable to get the stick free was his brother on the blocker side of Pintaric. Norway not done yet, and they'll score top corner. Ken Andre Olom to match his brother, and it's 2-0 Norway.
Once again, Norway is able to work the puck down below the net. Near side pass out front, and yes, the Olin brothers have come to play today. Ken Andre, this time upstairs. Slovenia believes they're keeping the play to the outside, but beaten to the puck there, poked down behind the net, and chasing at his Slovenia's defense. And Olin finds a soft little spot to get it right on the stick as it goes off the skate of the defenseman Mitja Robar. And upstairs, the celebration. They say Norway is the happiest country on earth, and you can see the celebration there.
Early 2-0 lead in the hockey game, thanks to the Olin brothers. Mathis with his first of the tournament to open it up, and then Ken Andre following up with his second of the tournament to make it 2-0. Just over 5 to play in the first period. Norstabo played it in for Norway. Miscue there by Pintaric. The goaltender hands it right back. Slovenia with a tip from an own defenseman there as Pintaric had to get down to his knees in a hurry to make the stop.
Don't feel bad, Canada. You're ranked 7th on the World Happiness Report, but with this top line reunited for the hockey game, it's worked off the boards into the front of the net. Slovenia believes they're about to get the puck off the skate and go. The blade right there of Robar can't deflect the path of the puck. And you want to get upstairs in tight. Ken Andre was able to do that.
Thorson, who had 2 goals in the game against France, has been the setup guy on that line in this hockey game as he has a pair of assists, and we talked about it a bit briefly a little earlier in the broadcast partner that Norway's 5 goals in the tournament have been scored from those 3 players.
I don't think they're done just quite yet this afternoon.
Reichenberg in his own zone, Norway looking to move it up, but they play it back, and Hogan had to get into the mix there, the goaltender. Eventually made its way through center. Pintaric at the other end played it just in time as Reichenberg was sniffing around behind him.
Norway has put these goals onto the board, and Slovenia is just a bit rattled.
Boshinson a steal, comes in the left wing side as Roseli Olsen to the goal, but shoots instead, and a glove stop by Pintaric, trying to keep his team in this game.
Happened a couple of times now. Slovenian players are running into each other, and that's not going to help for some symmetry and cohesion out on the ice. Ken Andre Olom trails in all-time scoring. Mathis, as I mentioned, game number 65 for him at this tournament, and 55 points overall to lead his nation.
They will stay out there, will the Olin brothers, and right in the middle of that sandwich is Patrick Thorson to take the face-off. Draw to the right of Pintaric in that Slovenian goal. Thorson wins it. Odegaard settles, plays down the boards. Mathis to Ken Andre, and a shot goes wide of the glove side of Pintaric.
Once again, sneaking into a soft spot in the slot and getting open.
Mathis behind the net, moves it. Odegaard's wrister from the top of the left wing circle goes wide of the glove side of Pintaric. That line remaining dangerous. 2-0 Norway. The Olin brothers have the goals, and there's 4 minutes to play. Slovenia counteracting off a steal. That's where they've had some of their better chances, is pressure and forcing Norway to some turnovers, but the lack of shots is not going to help them as Norway gets it down the ice. Missing it flat out there was Ken Andre Olum. He was in deep and uncovered.
That was almost a play the Sedin brothers used from the Canucks, the long icing, but negated by getting to the puck first.
Oh, brother, where art thou? In from the line, left wing side. Gregorts, centering pass back to Sabolic, a hammered shot and a right pad save by Hogan. Sabolic again between the circles, drops it off this time. Breaknar, right point, across, far side. Wrist shot wide of the blocker side of Hogan, who was screened. Sabolic working on the end boards for Slovenia. Sabolic is covered, pressured there by Mathis Olum. Merzak tries to keep it alive for the Slovenians. Mathis Olum off the steal, moves to Von Saxon. Played to the near wall, and Norway will just inch it over their own line.
That's an encouraging shift.
Easy call on the offside there from Rowenmark.
So the NHL prominence, first from Thorson, the pass out front, as Mathis Olum is sneaking behind coverage, and this time brother to brother. Ken Andre. He is able to put one in as well. No answer yet from Slovenia.
Under 3 to play in the first, 2-0 Norway. Norstabo crossing his own zone. Hollis, pass to center, deflects off Roos, goes to Olden, has a step on his man, keeps to the outside, Olden. Checks up, throws it deep. Worked around to the far boards, Norway. Roos played it behind the net, no takers. Once again at the line, Olden out hustling the Slovenians. Slovenia turns it over. Kovacevic looks both ways and sees red. He was covered under blanket type style there on the forecheck from Norway. Didn't result in anything yet, but Norway has it back in. Roos looking to the point, instead plays it behind the net for Tretinis. Tretinis centers for Hollis coming in off the right side. Hollis had the puck slip under his stick. Norway, just a hungrier hockey team it seems for most of this first period. Slovenia in transition. Loose puck in the slot after Goljacic turned it over, and Reichenberg will go the other way. His team changing on the fly behind him. Reichenberg to the line, Odegaard shot block, kicks right back out, and Forsberg scores! Another top corner play, and it's 3-0 Norway.
Just the faster team to pucks, and it's paying off offensively. This was a really nice shot up over the blocker of the goaltender, Pintaric, who seems somewhat helpless on that one. As Norway again is first to get in. You see Reichenberg put it back to the point. It's kept alive. A fortunate bounce into the slot. And there it is for Christian Forsberg. Nestled up in the top corner. Pintaric wondering when he's going to get some help from his defenseman. And after being shut out 3-0 last game by the Swiss, Norway is up 3-0 now.
First periods haven't really been Slovenia's thing. We talked about trailing 4-0 to the Swiss in their very first game. Well, with the 3 goals added in this one, as Norway gets another opportunity, Thorson, side of the net, kept wide of the Trapper side, back to the line. Odegaard shot is blocked. Heavy traffic in front there for Pintaric to deal with. Just to close the thought, they've trailed now 10-0 through the 3 games combined in first period play. And on the right wing side, Rowenmark had it slip off his backhand, approaching the final minute in the first period and a 3-0 Norway lead. Mathis Olum tried one from the high point. That was an easy block. Mathis gets it back down the left wing boards. Kicked out to the front of the goal area, but Verlich able to protect his net. Carries as far as center, hands it off there. And getting one in is Urbas. Von Saxon in red, working for Norway, leaves for Johannesson. That defensive pairing pressured. Slovenia trying to find something near the end of the period. Nearly turned over, but Roseli Olsen leaves for Bastiansen. He'll flip it in deep to the Slovenia zone. Robar turns it around quickly. 16 seconds left for Slovenia to find a shot on goal. Von Saxon turns, and a puck is delivered on net. That would have been wide, and choosing to cover up is Hogan. Officials likely would have been okay had he dropped it and kept it going.
Well, you mentioned how Slovenia is slow to react in first periods. They've had 2 games that have started at noon, and this one at 4:15 here in Paris, but add another 20 minutes because they come alive maybe in the second period as the top line reunited, and it feels so good. Fist bumps at the bench. Former player Peter Thorsen, now coach in his first World Championship, has put the lineup card together right.
Slap shot from the line and a stick save by Hogan just ahead of the buzzer. As Vidmark, one final test for Norway, but they exit the first period ahead 3-0 over Slovenia. Coverage continues from Paris of the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
Voilà pour les statistiques, un coup d'œil également sur le match qui se déroule actuellement à Cologne, sachez que l'Italie, il a été mis sur cette égalité importante. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, you have to buy the official program. You could find everything about the World Championship inside, don't forget it. You can find everywhere, mesdames et messieurs, oui, vous trouvez partout. Je veux parler du programme officiel. Regardez donc quelques images qui vous permettent aussi d'acheter les goodies si vous le souhaitez pour finalement avoir un souvenir impérissable de votre venue ici à Paris pendant ces championnats.
Oui, donc les boutiques, je parlais sur les boutiques officielles de ce championnat du monde IIHF. C'est là également que vous retrouverez les tickets pour participer au match que l'on attend toutes et tous la Suisse tout à l'heure à 20h15 qui rencontre la France. Tickets for the France versus Swiss game tonight at 8. 15, you can buy tickets still available. You have to also on the Accor Hotel Arena shops.
Et n'oubliez pas également que pour celles et ceux qui sont avec nous et qui veulent se retrouver pour le second match, ce sera porte C qu'on vous invitera à aller pour finalement patienter avant de vous retrouver pour ce second match. Match combien important, même si on n'a pas de favori, on sait que ce sera un match passionnant et on vous invite à le vivre avec nous.
Et oui, tout à fait, porte C pour cette sinon vous ne pourrez pas rentrer, revenir pour ce match et ça c'est important.
Alors quelques anecdotes aussi, parce que finalement il y a une compétition, il y a du plaisir, il y a de la musique, on est ensemble aussi pour ça, et on a quelques anecdotes, peut-être, je dis bien peut-être, à découvrir ensemble, regardez, c'est tout de suite sur les écrans chez vous. Alors les stars, la France participe, vous le savez, enfin je ne sais pas, je vous le dis, à ces 62e championnats du monde depuis sa première apparition de cette compétition internationale, qui date du premier tournoi mondial organisé en Belgique. C'était en 1920. On notera d'ailleurs que l'équipe de France ne dispute à l'époque qu'un seul et unique match qu'elle perdit contre la Suède à l'époque sur le score de 4-0.
One English for you. Did you know this? We are at the World Championship in Canada on 2008. The French team played against Paris, dressed in what? In replicas of the jersey they had worn at the 1968 Winter Olympics in Grenoble. Incredible.
Allez, une dernière pour la route. C'est bien pour les repas aussi, ça. Alors sachez qu'avant le tournoi qui est organisé à Paris actuellement, l'équipe de France a disputé au total 162 matchs dans le cadre des championnats du monde élite, qui est l'ancien groupe A. Et sachez que les équipes tricolores ont remporté 43 matchs. Ils ont fait match nul à 4 reprises et ont perdu 117 rencontres. Alors, on peut parler des animations, si je t'ai mis dans le cœur. Les animations, bien sûr, la cascade, on va pouvoir danser, la lunette cam, enfin bref, c'est le truc. La pénible, il y a du monde derrière, qu'est-ce qu'on peut parler de ça?
Attention, là ça va envoyer du long, ça va danser, ça va effectivement tisser aussi. On va tout faire. Regardez derrière, la vraie ambiance, elle est là, avec nos amis norvégiens, ça bouge.
Allez, mesdames, messieurs, regardez la danse, great dancer, come on!
Attention, il y a des meilleurs du monde, nos amis slovènes sont dans la place. Oh yeah! Allez, c'est chaud, regarde!
Ah, mais c'est violent. Super, mesdames et messieurs, quelques secondes encore pour ces 14 enfants. Je vous rappelle que quoi qu'il arrive, il y aura de la danse, il y aura de la musique, il y aura du sourire, tout cela jusqu'à la fin de ces championnats du monde ici à Paris.
Oui, allez, dance, again and again, come on!
Le retour des arbitres sur la glace de l'Accor Hotel Arena, Vénice du 12e.
Allez, sur le dernier interactif squad pour les débutants, les collectifs de danse, dès qu'ils sont là, c'est tout de suite plus chaud, c'est vachement sympa.
Alors on a parlé des différentes animations qui arrivent, il y en a aussi une qui va être géniale parce que vous allez finalement jouer le rôle proposé par les émoticons. Regardez ce que c'est les émoticons. Alors attention, on va faire ce que j'ai dit, les émoticons. Et juste saluer le retour, mesdames et messieurs, vive le
Attention, émoticons, vous pouvez faire avec tête les amis. Save face, c'est émoticon.
Attention, la loterie.
Welcome back to Paris, France. Group B action at the 2017 World Hockey Championship continues. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson bringing you Norway and Slovenia today. Norway up 3-0 after the first. A look at Lars Hogan in one net, and Dave, it's a different set of equipment, different name in the other net for Slovenia.
Petarch started the hockey game. He is now on the bench as Gaspar Krozl comes in for Slovenia and hopes to stop the bleeding. The Norwegians have to learn from what happened to the Swiss, who were up 4-0 after the first period, and Slovenia came charging back in that game to push it to a shootout.
It was the reverse of what happened here, though. Krozl started that day and Petarch arrived in the second, so Slovenia hoping that a flip of the goaltenders turns their luck back around. Norway, quick play up ice, and that is an early stoppage off an icing. Krozl in his second World Hockey Championship. Part of the shootout loss to Switzerland, but as mentioned, giving up the 4 goals against in the first period. Took the hook and then went the distance against the Canadians. Slovenia off the draw. Kovacevic, his shot was blocked, played back right through the slot, and Mrzak couldn't put it on. It is fired towards the goal. Hogan making the stop. Norway facing a little bit more aggressive forecheck from Slovenia. Sabalic there to free it up. Tachar kicked it back. Norway is steal. Norway moving up ice. Thorensen in. Thorensen stops short on the right wing side. Looks to the line. Plays it down low. Ken-Andre Olam for Mathis, his brother. Mathis, bottom of the far circle. Slovenia territory. Each have a goal in that first period. Mathis, Olam. Look to the slot for a man coming off the bench. That was Roymark, but Slovenia able to steal. They'll throw it right on goal, and Hogan will catch and release for Norway to go the other way.
Slovenia just needs more communication amongst their forwards. And getting some up ice pressure and some cycling pucks towards Hogan in the net.
Verlich had it roll off his stick as he tried to enter into the Norway zone. Easy pickings there for Odegaard, and it'll be swung the other way. Room on the right wing side for Roymark, but he put himself offside as he lost the puck in his skates.
So Nick Sapancic, the coach of Slovenian national team, gets a bit of a charge out of his troops to start the second period. Just 6 shots for Slovenia. 46-year-old there.
Leaning in is Verlich for Slovenia against Forsberg, who had the late goal for Norway near the end of that first period to make it 3-0. Starting with the puck, Slovenia moved across to Krantz, up ice. He played in by Urbas. Right back out, Norway, swinging through the middle. Reichenberg to the far side. Rister low on the ice, sticked away there by Krozl. Back to the slot, and Forsberg shot from high between the circles and missed. But Norway gets it back. Martinson tries a bad angle. Rister, that missed the blocker side of Krozl. Now from the point right side, it'll be Johannesson to the far boards. Back around behind the Slovenian goal. Reichenberg into the corner with it. Reichenberg left it, had a teammate around to help him out. Norway trying to hold it in. Johannesson cannot. And Slovenia looking to pick that puck back up. Norway. Tretnes, his shot is blocked in the high slot. So after an initial surge from Slovenia, it's been more of Norway clogging up neutral ice and working on their transition game.
Same troubles for Slovenia in their own zone, as 2 players will go to 1 guy with the puck, and that'll leave somebody, of course, open.
All the way down for Slovenia, trying to execute a line change. At the point, Preknar doesn't fire. Off a stick. Keeps it alive for Rodman, right through the goal crease. In from the near point, there was Gregorts. His shot missed. Preknar again at the far side. Cycles it low. Trying to find it on the far boards. Rodman for Slovenia. Norway steps in. That pass was intended to go right through center ice and down, but hit one of the Slovenians in the backside. That was Goljacic, who will now head back to Slovenia's bench.
Better job there by Slovenia. They need to build off that shift. They can't seem to sustain pressure.
Preitnar lost. It might be a 2-on-0 the other way. Preitnar getting back. And that was the Olin brothers nearly connecting to send one of them. That was Ken Andre, who was the last to be in behind. Now a turnover. Norway another chance and trying to slip it to the goals. Ken Andre once again. That didn't work. Norway getting back as hustling up is Tachar for Slovenia. He was joined by Murzak. No shot on goal. Norway hounding the play in the corner. Slovenia zone at the line. Wrist shot off the stick of Tachar, up and out. And Slovenia can catch their breath.
Well, there's going to be a more concerted effort needed for Slovenia. Jan Murzak, a couple of goals for his country. Mentioned his NHL status, 46 games for Detroit. A couple of goals at the NHL level. But he can't do it himself. He's going to need some help.
Played in the OHL as well with Saginaw and Belleville. And you're right, going to need more support are the Slovenians, looking for their first goal of the hockey game. Start with the puck in their own defensive zone. Norway trying to add to their 3-0 lead. Bostjansson back to the line. Thrown down deep, hoping for a tip, I believe, but Oselli Olsen couldn't get the stick freed up in front. Kick back to Vidmar. Vidmar nearly trapped behind his own goal. Somehow snuck a pass through. Played back in for Slovenia. Long shot turned aside by the right skate of Hogan. Bostjansson had a bouncing puck. Hop right to Robar. Robar up the middle. Slovenian defender puts it back into Norwegian hands. Chasing the play down. Goljacic forces Odegaard to spin back with it. Almost 5 minutes gone in the second. 3-0 first period lead still intact for Norway. Stretch pass nearly found a man breaking to the net. That was Forsberg in behind the play, and alertly Krojol, the goaltender, able to poke check one away. And now it rolls back to him. He'll cover up with the paddle right along the ice.
It seems like Slovenia, instead of moving their feet, are looking to see which player is going to move. And in that indecision, Norway has been able to send the pucks up ice. Both coaches looking for some adjustments with an eye to the standings. The last win for Slovenia. They have to go back a ways in this World Championship.
Goljacic to take the draw for Slovenia. Former member of the Calgary Hitmen, but it's Norway with control. Shot missed the net. Picking it back up is Ken-Andre Olam with a shot, and that one is blockered away by Krojol. Mathis Olam keeping it alive. Far corner, Slovenia zone. Ken-Andre Olam came over to support his brother, but Slovenia will pick it up and turn out. Rodman, long wrister off a stick of Johannesson, kept wide of the Norway net. Slovenia working in the far corner. Jousting for it there, Kuralt played it back to the line, split his own D, and Krojol will tee it up from his own zone.
Back in 2015, Slovenia beat Denmark 1-0, their only win at the Worlds that year.
Sabalic gets away from a check. Sabalic dropped it off, thought he had Tachar coming back down towards him, but that was not connected upon, and Norway back out to center ice. Sabalic in again, cross ice. Tachar now at the right wing circle, curls back, plays to the line. He'll be thrown to the front by Kovacic. And Murzak down behind the net, had it slip off his stick. Von Saxon couldn't handle it cleanly. Norway does pick it up. Move to center. And that one nearly fooled Krojol. I suppose it did fool him, but it didn't jump out into the dangerous area, the goal crease. And Slovenia able to breathe a little bit easier. Have a difficult time coming up on Norway. Don't need any freebies to go in.
They just seem to be overcommitting on one side of the ice and getting caught.
13:23 to go in second period play, and a 3-0 lead carried on by Norway.
Petter Thoresen became coach of the Stangnar Oilers, and he just won championship after championship, and then agreed to take the helm of this Norwegian team at this tournament. And been putting together his son in the Olin brothers, has hit upon a minor pot of gold for offense.
Forsberg showing the door, so Martinsen, with 119 NHL games under his belt will take the draw. Norway couldn't win it though. Slovenia knuckling puck, ramped right off the point man in Podlipny. Slovenia in, knuckler, near corner, Norway zone. Hollis able to get to it first for Norway, pressured there by 3 lime green and white jerseys. The late call coming against Norway, so some pressure by Slovenia has created a power play opportunity. Norway will touch it up, and when we come back, it'll be Slovenia trying to capitalize on the power play, trailing 3-0 to Norway, the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
Team Norway, 2 minutes penalty for hooking.
Alors attention, attention, c'est le geo-block. On a la petite sélection, on va demander à toutes et à tous de mettre les mains en l'air. Please, put your hands up, put your hands up. Tout le monde, tout le monde, tout le monde. Eric, tu es là aussi.
Alors, Piotr, je voulais savoir justement pour celles et ceux qui sont aussi en haut.
Hands up, hands up.
Please, raise your hand, levez les mains, tout le monde, tout le monde, coupe la musique carrément. Je voudrais pas une seule personne qui parle les mots sur la tête. Tout le monde, attention. On est prêt? T'es prêt, toi, Pierre?
Hands up. Listen to that.
Alors, on y va, c'est parti pour la musique. Come on!
Back in Paris, France, Group B action, Slovenia trailing 3-0 to Norway, Dave, but we'll go to their second power play of the hockey game.
Well, they'll have to look at this as an opportunity to get one past the goaltender, Lars Hogan. He wasn't very busy in that first period, stopping all 6. Just some sputter of offense by Slovenia in this game.
Draw by Murzak, one back to the right point. Sabalic will play it down. Give and go back to the far corner. Now Robar at the point. To the left side, near portion for Murzak. Takes a look, cross ice pass. Sabalic tries a slap shot, deflected off the crossbar and out. Slovenia that close, I think, to Char was the one that redirected it in front. Robar on the power play, looking for the game's first goal. Sabalic lets it fly, and a blocker stopped there by Hogan to touch it out.
He moved to his left and just got the right arm out.
Slovenia setting up on the perimeter. 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. Puck movements look pretty good here. Trailing 3-0 to Norway. Far side, pass across, Murzak unloads and fighting that one off Hogan. Rebound, bounce right back to him, and Hogan, the goaltender, covers up.
Some good looks by Slovenia, as Tichar was the first one to get his stick down and deflect it after a block shot and overcommitment by 2 Norwegian players. Hogan looking through traffic and over his left shoulder there. Slovenia almost thinks they've got one.
Second power play of the game for Slovenia, went 0 for 1. In fact, Norway was more dangerous on the penalty kill than Slovenia was on the power play, but not the same description this time around. 109 remains in the power play for Slovenia. Off the draw, Kovacevic down low. Norway pressuring, Kovacevic trying to cycle deep. Worked on the near wall, and Norway with Forsberg will find a way to get it out.
Slovenia not able to use the extra man that they have out there to dig for pucks.
Playing up the middle, Rodman flying in. 1 against 2, swings to his right. Down low, Slovenia cutting behind the goal. Kovacevic back at the line. Left side for Krantz, back to the far boards. Slovenia at the far circle. Working on the outside, wrister to the goal, maybe a piece with the left shoulder there from Hogan to keep it out. 17 seconds to go on the power play. Now on the near side again, Kovacevic couldn't keep it in, and Norway hanging in there on the kill.
Passive and then aggressive when there's a 50-50 puck for Norway, and they've been coming up with them.
Verlich in on the left wing side. Gets around one, check curls behind the net. Verlich hangs on. Penalty over, Norway's killed it off. Slovenia still has the puck though. Verlich's shot is blocked. Martinson will throw this one down. Norway successful, 2 for 2 on the kill as Krojel comes way out to start the play to Kuro. Out to center ice now for Music. In behind the goal line, coughed up. Music gets it back for Slovenia. That was a rather Loose play by Norway in their own zone doesn't cost them this time. It will be an icing.
Odegaard was going to do a reverse, but to the wrong team behind the net. So the Norwegians are forced to ice the puck. Tichar is the reason that Slovenia is able to qualify for the 2018 Olympics. The question is whether NHL players are going to be a part of that or not. Rennie Fassel was speaking this morning to that.
Sounds like they're still trying to negotiate. Perhaps that's not an update. Penalty coming on a play trying to get into the Slovenia zone, and Norwegians will go to their first power play of the hockey game.
When Norwegians skating, it's pushing the Slovenians right back into their own zone, and Sabalic just tries to get some subtle interference and then doesn't want to give an inch to Martinson. And that's the call. So Norway will look to pad their lead.
All three goals arriving in the first period. The Olam brothers, Mathis on at first, and Ken-Andre Olam, a 2-0 lead, followed up by Forsberg near the end of the first period, and Norway in control right now. Get to their first power play of the hockey game. They're 1 for 8 in the tournament. Group B play. Norway pressured near the line. Merzak, who has a shorthanded goal in this tournament. Now it's coughed up in front, and Orbus puts a backhander wide as Mathis Olam, nearly the victim of some shorthanded forechecking from Orbus.
Seen some blind passes by the Norwegians.
Rifled in. Norway, Slovenia zone. Trying to establish the power play. Hollis near boards, Martinson. We'll watch now. Back to Hollis at the line. Ken-Andre Olam down low into the slot. Thorson's redirect went wide. Mathis Olam saves far boards to the near side again. Ken-Andre Olam. 1:04 to go in the Norway power play. Hollis has a cannon for a shot. Back to Ken-Andre Olam. Back to Hollis. A knuckler drive blocked in front. Rebound off the fray. Move to the line. Hollis to the right circle. Gets it back. Snaps his stick. That goes to Ken-Andre Olam. Back behind the net for Thorson. Once again, Ken-Andre Olam near boards to Hollis with the new twig now. Back to Ken-Andre Olam. His wrist shot might have grazed Martinson in the high slot and went wide. Mathis Olam far boards. Hollis again. Ken-Andre Olam to Hollis. A hard clapper over top of the glove side and wide of Krojul.
That is some high heat. Martinson got hit previously by his own guy Hollis in front of the net, and this one just grazes past him as 15 seconds will tick down. Norway's only power play. Shots are missing the net.
Stretch pass to get it going. Norway hustling in. Roselli Olsen, far boards. Right in front of Norway's bench. And the penalty over. Slovenia, who had killed 6 of 8 coming in, will take one away from Norway, but Bostjansson allowing Norway to keep possession after their power play expires. Bostjansson in the corner. Up to the near side, half wall. Norway working on the outside. Roselli Olsen tried a backhander. Looked to go for a backhander behind the net, but instead will carry back out to the corner. He's watched by Kovacevic. Roselli Olsen knocked off stride, gets the puck back. As Bostjansson in front. Roselli Olsen looks to the line. Odegaard will play it there. Odegaard shoots, tip, put wide on the redirect from Roymark on the glove side of Krojul.
Slovenia was chasing in the first period in their own end. They're more patient in the second here.
Sabalic, and the play goes offside. Slovenia with a power play. Can't change the score. 3-0 Norway in front of the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
Allez, c'est le tour en vrai. C'est le tour en vrai qu'on a une petite minute pour essayer de lancer la petite promenade de ce championnat du monde. C'est ça, Eric?
Oui, en même temps, tu sais quoi, on a la caméra sur Astérix et Obélix. Je pense que c'est une bonne idée de regarder bouger et de pas aller bouger. On va mettre, peut-être qu'est-ce qu'on va mettre tête scan. Allez, montrez-nous la tête scan, s'il vous plaît, à l'écran, pour voir ce que ça peut donner tout le monde avec Astérix, avec Obélix, avec tout le monde. Et puis après, si vous voulez, on
John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you in Paris. 3-0 Norway leading this game over Slovenia. And it is news coming out of the Canadian camp, brought to us by our own Darren Dreger, as Colt Parayko has been added out of the St. Louis Blues to the Canadian defense, and that is a big add for an already strong team leading Group B, Dave.
Big add in size, 6'5", 2¼ pounds, and the right-hand shot they've been looking for 2 seasons with St. Louis. 68 points in 160 NHL games. Good add for Canada.
Norway hoping to add their name to the mix, a little higher in the standings in Group B, entered with 3 points and lead 3-0 against Slovenia. Under 7 to go in the second period. Olden holds in for Norway. Back behind the net, Krojo leaves. Murzak looking for room. Actually had some in front of him to his right, but curls back. Different look, ends up on the stick of Preknar, and offside goes Slovenia at that Norway line.
Pushing and shoving. This game hasn't been that physical, as Kleeman Preknar disagrees with the call, and Sondre Olden gets back to his bench with his teammates. As Norway, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, has yet to meet Canada. That's always the hammer game for most teams, as Slovenia lost 7-2.
Pogranchik plays it to the far corner. Slovenia trying to work one to the front. Protecting well there were Norwegians and Hollis to the far boards. Hogan keeping watch from that Norwegian goal. Penalty coming with all of the play in the corner. And the second period has turned into a special teams battle.
It's Norstebo for Norway. Just digging in for a puck, as you've got a 4-man battle, and Verlich can't get his feet moving because of the stick from Norstebo. So Slovenia will get another opportunity. This is their 3rd power play of the game. They haven't quite clicked, obviously with no goals yet, but with their passing. Murzak will settle in at center. He is the architect, and he's got to paint something here for his teammates out on the ice.
Slovenia setting up on their 3rd power play of the game, as Dave mentioned, and it has looked better as it's been trotted out. See if they can find a way to get to the back of the net on this opportunity. Sabalic far side, down low in the slot, trying to spin with a shot was Ogrianchik, and that one is blocked and cleared by Norway.
Well, again, 2 nice passes, and then the 3rd one is bobbled by Ogrianchik.
Murzak re-enters Norway territory, far boards. Robar. Sabalic down low to Char. Sabalic again. Slovenia's power play setting up, and a tip by Tachar in the slot. Went high and wide, but prior in the last power play hit the post on one. It's obviously where you want to, obviously where Slovenia is trying to get the puck to on a redirect. This time Murzak couldn't feather one through. Norway is steal, and will be sent down the ice by Roseli Olsen.
Forced pass doesn't connect.
Sabalic in, carries himself coast to coast, curls back on the near side, waiting for some changes off of the Slovenian bench. 45 seconds to go, 3rd power play of the game for Slovenia. Murzak on the goal line, centering, and had a player open, but Norway got a stick in the lane.
That's Roost who read that, as Murzak twice thought he could set up a teammate. Twice it's knocked free.
Podlipny in for Slovenia. Podlipny at the point, drags along, now shoots, that's low and wide, rebound off the end boards, an opportunity, but nice tie up in front as Norway just holding off Slovenia.
Verlich, if he had his stick down blocker side and was stronger, could have had a tap off the end boards, as Podlipnik missed the net on the blocker side with a hard shot through. Not a lot of things going right for Nick Zupancic. and his Slovenian team. That face-off will be in their own end because of the high stick in the neutral zone.
Draw to the left of goaltender Krojo, who did not start this hockey game. Pintaric was removed after 1 period of play, but again, that's likely more to wake up the Slovenians than anything else.
A little bit of both. 3 shots, 3 goals on 11 shots in that first period against Pintaric, who's down on the bench.
Power play over as Hogan gets the oven mitt on top of it, and Norway kills off another. They're 3 for 3.
Podlipnik on that second power play unit, trying to just get things towards the net. Plays in Lyon, France, and in the League of Magnus, in the 37 games he played, had 31 points, led the team in scoring for defensemen, and was second in that French league.
Off the draw, Goljacic had it ricochet down low, Norway territory. Slovenia after it. In from the line was Gregorts, didn't reach him. Back at the high point, spun around was Kuralt. At the end of the day, Norway still gets possession. Under 4 to go in the second period, 3-0 Norway. Krojo on the delayed offside, out to play it, and they'll pressure, so the whistle does eventually blow.
Certainly let play go for quite some time before blowing things dead. Norway throughout the tournament now 12 for 13 with their penalty kill. They've had 1 power play opportunity themselves as Jonas Holst, captain, anchors their defense. Bastiansen will come in and take a face-off.
40 points through tournament play for Bastiansen, now in his 12th go-around with Norway at the World Hockey Championship. Slovenia out of their own zone, running out of time in the second to change the score on the board. Merzak and his unit, perhaps the most threatening Slovenia has to offer, will try to spark something near the end of the period, and we'll whistle this one dead.
Yeah, Norway again has a beef in this hockey game, feeling that when Slovenia brings it into their own end, it's not offside. The linesmen Miloslav Lotsky and Peter Secic maybe not reading off each other.
Right back into the Slovenian end. Krantz will move it across. Tachar was waiting for that off the left wing boards, but the pass didn't reach him. It was broken up near the Norwegian line by Bastiansen. Bastiansen now in. Gets around 1 check. Marceli Olsen. A steal. Oh, nearly set up Bastiansen to the side of the net. Coming in late there was Roymark, and too much to handle for Slovenia.
The slashing call after a couple of giveaways. Got to make sure you have the puck with you when you leave the zone. Norway thought they could counteract quickly.
Team Slovenia, number 24, 2-minute slashing.
And instead, it will be a power play as Norway thought they could get in, but they've got the wrong number. It's Tachar 24, not 34. So he'll sit and watch on the wrong side of the ice. This is a big kill for Slovenia if they have any chance or thought of coming back. 2:50 left on the clock.
Second power play of the hockey game for Norway. Have just 1 power play goal through this point in the tournament.
2 minutes penalty, number 24, Slovenia for
Crunching the numbers, even though Slovenia was able to make a comeback against the Swiss. Think of a 4th goal in the hockey game going a long way for Norway's effort. Slovenia desperately trying to clear, and they will. Move to center ice. Norway on the power play near the end of the second period. Have 1.5 minutes left in the man advantage. Krojo gets to the trapper post in that Slovenian goal. Watches the puck to his left. Move back to the line for Norway. Holus has a return feed sent to him. Ken-Andre Olam. Shot wide of the blocker's side. Kicks off the end boards. Mathis Olam to Holus. Ken-Andre Olam right circle. Again to Holus. Everything runs through him. Back to Ken-Andre Olam. Cross ice for his brother Mathis. Partially knocked down. Mathis gets back to the line and sent it in front for Thoresen. And stick in the lane there might have saved a goal against. Slovenia bent over. They are dog-tired, but Norway without a shot yet. Hollis, right circle. Thoresen, a slapper blocked in front. Norway gets it back. Hollis, a drive past the glove side and wide to Krojul. Slovenia just barely hanging on here. Winded to the nth degree as Thoresen snaps one on, deflected, and a piece of that Krojul to keep it out. It just went wide at the end by his trapper post.
Minute and a half of pressure, and then the shots come furiously towards the goaltender, Krojul. Hard shot from the point, hit Robar in the back of the leg. The defenseman's finally got to the bench for Slovenia.
Reichenberg into the net, alone, dangles and scores! What a play from Reichenberg on the power play for Norway, and it's 4-0.
Power move to the front of the net. And Zupancic doesn't know what's going on with his team. Norway converts. Reichenberg with his first goal at the tournament as Hollis throws it up. I talked about the slow change for the defenseman for Slovenia. It's just not adjusted here. Reichenberg continues his path, and Krojul does not elect to poke check and gets beat with a stick handle to forehand and a half a net to put it into. Reichenberg celebrates as he falls.
First tournament for Reichenberg. He's been noticeable in the games we have watched, Dave, and now officially gets into the mix with a goal. 4-0 Norway, 1:02 to go in the second.
La dernière minute de jeu dans la deuxième période. 1 minute left in the
Real
second
test
period.
right now for Slovenia.
Pour la Norvège, marqué par le numéro 61,
Trying to play one of the goal, ends up in the netting behind the net. Goljacic had it go off his stick.
Well, Reichenberg is a really rangy skater. The games we've seen him play in 2 previous, isn't shy about trying to take the puck himself, and he does so getting around Verlic, who's covering, as I mentioned, for the sloppy change by the Slovenian defense.
Even the Norwegian fans are yawning at the sight of a 4th goal. Slovenia has pushed back at times. Look at the goal scorer, Reichenberg, and Boshinson attempted to come over the boards on a late change. Officials sent him back to the Norwegian bench. They'll drop this puck now in the Norway zone at the line. Gregorts handed it off, and a wicked slapper by Kuralt missed the glove side of Hogan. That hit the linesman as Slovenia tried to move it up, and does Norway a favor as it kicks back into the Slovenia zone. Gregorts to center ice with 30 seconds left, floats one into the glove of Hogan, takes no chances, the Norwegian netminder.
Kuralt is high and wide with his slapper. Slovenia leaving things a little late in putting the pedal to the metal. That'll have to happen for them in the 3rd period. Like the game of Sabalic, hard worker. Tichar, as I mentioned, was Mr. Everything for them in helping win the 3 games for qualification for Pyeongchang.
Played in the 2014 Olympics, did Tichar. Draw to the left of Hogan. Norway goal. Slovenia with it. Slap shot from the line. Blocked there. Trying to reset with another Vidmar. Turns it to the left wing side, and a shot does come on goal. That stopped. Now the rebound. They'll score right through the legs of Hogan. And Slovenia on the board thanks to Sabalic.
They didn't leave it too late, and they get on the board with a ricochet shot that goes 5-hole on Hogan. Sabalic is second as a shot block gets back to Slovenia through the goaltender, back out, and this one, bit of a soft serve, hard shot, but the block from Thoresen changes the direction of the puck, and you see the disgust from Hogan. He was lined up, shoulders pointed to where the puck was coming from. Instead, that one-timer from Sabalic is the first goal for Slovenia with 15.3 seconds in the second period.
Maybe life still in the Slovenian group as they find a late goal in the second. Sabalic is second of the tournament. Norway leading 4-1, looking for one last tally of their own. Martinson jousting in front as the buzzer ends to bring it close to period 2. Slovenia gets 1. Norway still a 4-1 lead. Play continues from the 2017 World Hockey Championship out of Paris, France.
Fastest service à 1:46, mesdames, messieurs, le tir le plus rapide a été chronométré à 136 km. Un coup d'œil Pierre sur les stats de cette seconde période. Avec la Norvège et donc la Slovénie qui ont tous les deux marqué un but et puis au but également égalité. Les face-off où la Slovénie est devant et également égalité sur une minute de pénalité.
Number 24 for hooking. For hooking. Number 24 for hooking. Penalty Slovenia number 55 for interference. Et 53 secondes, 2 minutes de pénalité au numéro 55 de Slovénie, Sobolic pour obstruction. Serious penalty, Slovenia, number 55 for Inter.
Voilà, alors vous allez regarder une nouvelle fois sur les écrans parce que vous êtes peut-être dessus. Hein. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe you are on screens now because it's you before the game outside of the hotel arena when you arrive here before the game. So look at that, regardez bien, c'est sur les écrans. Vous êtes peut-être dessus parce que c'est justement les images qui ont été tournées il y a une petite demi-heure avant que vous arriviez ici pour vivre ce match. Regardez ce match.
Vous êtes formidable avec vos costumes, mais il vous manque peut-être des informations, notamment le résultat de l'Italie, peut-être Claude vous le communique dans quelques instants. Et sachez que si vous avez besoin d'informations sur toute la compétition, il est là. Vous pouvez le trouver évidemment à l'intérieur de ce site, mais il ne faut absolument pas le manquer. C'est jusqu'au 21 mai et c'est évidemment dès aujourd'hui dans toutes les boutiques. Il n'y a pas que le programme officiel.
Il y a très bien fait le programme, mais il n'y a pas que le programme que vous allez retrouver dans les boutiques. Puisque l'idée de venir ici à Paris à la Hotel Arena pour vivre le championnat du monde de hockey sur glace, forcément, c'est l'idée d'en partir avec un souvenir, des écharpes, des maillots, des équipes, des casquettes, des goodies en tout genre. Bien sûr, sur les de la boutique, mais en milieu pas mal de choses, une multitude d'objets aux couleurs, bien évidemment, de ce championnat du monde. Donc, ne ratez pas ça, bien sûr.
Alors pour ne rien louper, notamment pour celles et ceux qui ont déjà brillé pour voir le match de ce soir, 20h15, je vous rappelle que l'envoi pour ce Suisse-France, parce que c'est le Suisse qui reçoit, Suisse-France, qui sera porte C, donc j'invitera à rejoindre dès le coup de sifflet final pour évidemment être prêt à réintégrer la salle pour le match de ce soir.
Voilà, si jamais vous n'aviez pas prévu d'être là avec nous pour ce match du jour, ce deuxième match du jour, ce Suisse-France, eh bien les tickets sont toujours en vente, hein, il y a toujours possibilité, ici même sans quitter la couronne de l'Arena, dans les possibles, au niveau des boutiques officielles, vous allez retrouver ces tickets. Donc,
we should buy tickets for the match tonight between Switzerland and France.
Yeah. It's okay?
Alors là, mesdames et messieurs, on rebascule en musique. Parce que si vous aimez l'hockey sur glace, vous pouvez aussi aimer le rock'n'roll. Ça tombe bien puisque nous avons notre DJ qui est live et qui est au platine. Donc ce soir, vous donnez un peu de swing. Gaëtan,
On va danser avec lui, on va faire un peu la fête parce que c'est pas mal. Allez, on y va. On reste chaud les amis, il reste fermé dans ce match. Et Gaëtan Laurent est bien décidé à envoyer du lourd pour que ça lance encore dans les gradins. Allez!
C'est bien de swinguer, mais on va aussi mettre la contribution parce qu'il n'y a aucune raison que finalement ni que ce soit on se tente prêt à faire la fête. Ça va être aussi le cas maintenant. La technique sympa là, il me semble. Il est sympa, il est souriant. Regarde ce que c'est ça. Mesdames, messieurs, on va prendre un petit peu la température. Si vous êtes prêts à faire un peu de bruit, quel que soit le moment où vous êtes dans cet accord là, est-ce que vous êtes prêts à faire un peu de bruit? Chantez avec nous.
Vous connaissez bien sûr les Seven Nation Army, alors attention, ce finale est pour vous, on y va!
Attention, mesdames et messieurs, ça va démarrer dans quelques instants. Quelle sera l'équipe qui va être sur la glace en premier? Allez, tout le monde! Je salue les supporters suisses qu'on a vu déjà et les supporters français. Ils ont déjà présents prêts à mettre le feu. Mesdames et messieurs, à nouveau, merci de saluer le retour des arbitres. Please welcome my referee. Allez, 2 minutes avant le début de ce soir des cartons, quel que soit l'endroit où vous êtes dans cet accord arena, on compte sur vous bien évidemment pour créer de l'ambiance et pour saluer la présence des deux équipes dans quelques instants. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Slovenia!
John Abbott and Dave Tomlinson bring you back to Paris, France for coverage of the 2017 World Hockey Championship, heading to the third period between Norway and Slovenia. Norwegians with a 4-1 lead coming out of 40 minutes of play. In that second period, a look at the goal scorer from Slovenia, Sabalic, who put one through at 15 seconds to go in the second frame.
Teams holding the lead coming into the third period in this tournament are 16-0-2.
Shots were 6 apiece in that middle frame. Both teams had a goal. Slovenia trying to get the next one. Tachar, wrister after he won the battle on the far boards, and that one went wide of the goal. Slovenia, some early pressure to start the third period. Murzak kept it in. Far board, Sabalic, the goal scorer. Cycled it down deep for Tachar. Norway able to grab the puck, and Thoresen will backhand one out. Mathis Olem sees his team is changing, gets it deep. Krojol whiffed on it, but had a teammate backing him up in Krantz. Krojol came into the game to start the second period after Pintaric was the initial starter for Slovenia. Krojol making 5 saves off 6 shots to this point in the hockey game.
And he'll need to be perfect along the way through this third period to give Slovenia a chance.
This one icing on Norway.
Petter Thoresen, father of Patrick Thoresen, as the Norwegians are in this game have been trying to get speed down one far wing and a pass all the way across. It's been helpful. See if they can continue that in the third.
Bostjanson off the draw, can't control it for Norway. Slovenia gets to it first. Sent down low by Music. Out of the corner, Odegaard turned it over, trying to muscle his way to the net was Urbas. Urbas still has it, now shoots, that's blocked in front. A second shot comes and a glove stop by Hogan, one of the better of this hockey game up Verlic.
Verlic was the victim from Reichenberg going around him in the second period. This time he's right in front of the net and chops at a puck that Hogan, who was already down on his knees, was then able to sweep up with the glove.
Settling in, Goljacic for Slovenia on the dot in the Norwegian zone. Knife to the near boards, Norway to it first. Bouncing puck over top of the stick of Roy Mark into the Slovenia zone. And Kovacic had that one deflect up and out of play.
Fans scramble to find a puck there as Subodan Kovacic plays in Unots Minsk together with Clement Pretnar, number 7 for Slovenia. Wearing the letter, trying to inspire his troops to cut the lead here.
Christian Forsberg for Norway, who has a goal. That was back in the first period to, at that time, stake the Norwegians to a 3-0 lead. Won't be able to win the face-off. Early stages of the third, Reichenberg plants one in the Slovenian end, hustling after it. Norway trying to start something out of the corner. Martinson down deep. Robar fell, supported, stolen Reichenberg out of the air with the left glove, down to his stick. Martinson for Norway heads him back in. Look out, a hit was delivered there. Looked like it was going to be a bit bigger on the follow-through, but it is Slovenia finding a way to get the puck down the ice.
And they're going to need to spend more time there, but their forecheck hasn't been one that amounts a lot of pressure, and now there's a whistle because of an injured Slovenian player on the ice. And the referee is going to come over and inspect what's going on with Jan Mursak. As Roman Goffman, referee number 25, is signaling towards the penalty box. As you see Mursak here trying to get out of the way of things, and then it's just run into. And that surprised him and knocked him down.
Team Norway, 2 minutes penalty for rough.
Gonna be a roughing call there for Von Satsen. The penalty killing for Norway, 12 of 13 throughout the tournament. But Slovenia wants to change that number.
Enormous window of opportunity early in the third period for Slovenia, who go to their fourth power play of the hockey game. They are 0 for 3, but with a late goal in that second period to get on the board, they're trying to cut the gap to 2 by capitalizing here. Slovenia to Char off the draw, don't control. Thorson thought he had the puck arriving at the far boards, but it's Slovenia finding a way to keep it in. Sabalic to the line. Off a leg, back to Sabalic, the only goal scorer for Slovenia. Odegaard couldn't clear, knocked down well there by Ogrianchik. Back by the net to Char, and Hollis is leveled by Murzak, and actually getting the worst of it was to Char, who is still down on the ice for Slovenia.
It was Murzak who got run into, and he wants to take it out on someone else. That's Hollis that he gets, but the aftermath is Tichar, who's struggling getting back as he was at the tail end of that trampling behind the net. Hollis thinks he can get this and go, and all of a sudden out of your screen and into it comes a high hit from Murzak, and Tichar was just out of the player getting tied up. If you can watch his right knee there, just runs into the left leg of Hollis, and he is slow to get to his own bench. He will get there. Hollis shakes it off, but Tichar not so lucky. Face-off will go to the neutral zone. Power play continues though for Slovenia. Norway took 11 minors coming into this hockey game. They've taken 4 more.
Already without Jeglic due to a suspension. A talented offensive forward for Slovenia. Tichar will try to shake it off. Part of that top line for Slovenia, and first unit power play as well. As Dave mentioned, a minute 20 to go in power play time for Slovenia. Ogrianchik dished it off to the far boards, stopping short. It'll be Slovenia working it back to the line. Robar to the left circle. Murzak. Again, Robar at the point. Murzak, return feed, far side. Again, Robar lets it fly, and that's wide on the blocker side. Came off the end boards, nearly trickled between the right pad and the post, but Hogan got over to his blocker side at time.
And pushing and shoving afterwards, that's Murzak involved again. But a hard, high slap shot blocker side from Mitja Robar. Bounces off the back boards as Norway is giving up some shots from the point. Just getting their orders. That's Dennis Svein, number 14 for Norway. Verlich, big rangy forward. You'll see him in front of the net trying to stir up some action.
53 seconds to go. Slovenia power play. Trailing 4-1 early part of the third period. Urbas will catch up to it out of the corner. Played back to the line. Urbas pressured. Norway can't get it out. Now in the slot, trying to turn with it was Verlich. Missed it. Urbas saves it. Rodman behind the net. Give and go. Urbas back to the point. Working on the near side. It'll be dished off. Urbas a wrister, and that's wide of the glove side of Hogan. Hauled down and able to keep it in. Podlipny. That'll be played down low. Rodman again. Rodman wearing 12 in the near circle. Steps into one. That one high over top of the blocker's shoulder of Hogan, and the ricochet clears the zone.
Continuing theme of high and wide by Slovenia. Boy, hit the goalie, give yourself a chance, battle for rebounds. Instead, you're breaking out from your own end.
2 seconds to go in the Slovenian power play. Kurlat towards the goal and just stripped of the puck as he arrived there, and the penalty over thanks to the play by Svein. Norway has killed 4 in the hockey game and have kept it a 4-1 lead. Nearly a turnover off the blade of Vidmar in the Slovenia zone. Kuralt to center ice, dancing in. Goljacic coughed it up, might be sprung the other way. Indeed it is. Ken Andre Olman a shot, and that is stopped by the blocker of Krojul.
The Olin brothers again connect from Mathis to Ken Andre, who gets dumped behind the play, and that's going to be a penalty against Slovenia.
Pretty good sell job as well, and they do call embellishment in this tournament, but not that time. And so after Slovenia enjoyed a power play, they will head to the box.
Well, it's Krantz who keeps his spot, but Olim finds a new one. That's on the ice. So that'll thwart the comeback effort for 2 minutes, you believe, as Alice Krantz doesn't agree with the call will have to watch his 4 teammates out on the ice kill this Norwegian power play.
Norway on the 4th goal scored on the power play from Reichenberg, and will set up on their 3rd of the hockey game. They are 1 for 2. Kovacevic from his own zone, half whiffed on it. Norway keeps it in. A free pass for Norway to try and hold possession in the Slovenia zone. Slovenia gets it out on the 2nd opportunity. Sally Olsen guides a backhander in. Krojl thought about coming out, Slovenian goaltender, but went back to the goal crease, and Reichenberg picks it up. Swings to the line. Johannesson to Reichenberg, cross ice. Looking for the side door play, nearly worked. Norway on the outside. Roselli Olsen to Reichenberg. Top of the right wing circle, down low. Roselli Olsen now in behind the goal. To Reichenberg, again at the point. Nortisbo back to Reichenberg, long shot, tipped it, but blocker stopped by Krojl. Good reactionary save, and the rebound cleared away.
Roselli Olsen was there on the doorstep, but couldn't find it after, went off the blocker, the goaltender.
Sabolic had a piece of that puck slip over his stick, and Slovenia can't clear. Low pressure from Norway on the power play with 53 seconds to go, up 4-1. Nortisbo from the line, a shot stopped in the butterfly crouch, no rebound from Krojl.
First time the shot was put that way, there was the rebound. As Roselli Olsen was in front of the net, gets the stick on it, the blocker save for Krojl, but just misses as it bounces away from him. And Kovacic was slow to react, finally did.
Drawn to the left of Krojl. Still shaking his head there, Roselli Olsen. Thoresen leans in with 49 to go on the Norway power play. And an Uckler comes out to center.
Well, their top unit is out there now. You mentioned how they look to get the one-time from Hollis. That just opens up passing plays down low if they can do that.
Norway sent back. Hollis, former 6th rounder to the Colorado Avalanche. Spent time in the American Hockey League as well.
6 helpers at both levels, yet to score in North America. The icing.
Boy, oh boy, that was close.
Seeing some stretch passes from Norway. That's how the Reichenberg goal went in, late 2nd period from Hollis, but in trying to send it up ice quickly and attack. An offside call brings it back into his own zone.
Thoresen for Norway also spent time in the NHL with Edmonton and Philadelphia. He'll lean in to take the power play face-off from his own zone and win it back. Ken-Andre Olim. Now to Hollis. Norway taking their time. Big hit at center ice there as Slovenia and Orbis got a hold of Mathis Olim with his head down.
Les équipes jouent en nombre égal. Les teams are playing at full strength.
So Norway not able to capitalize on their most recent power play, are 1 for 3, but take time off the clock with a 4-1 lead. Under 13 to play in the 3rd period. Jamming one up is Bon Saxon near his own line. Still scoots back into Norway territory. Hollis, long shift for him coming off the power play, wants to change. We'll dish it back to Bon Saxon.
Keep waiting for that Slovenian push, but they're in a 1-4 formation that's just way too passive when you're down 3 goals.
Von Saxon, a 2-time Olympian in 2010 and 2014, will knuckle one, looking for the through pass, and that would have been pretty had it made its way past the Slovenian defenders towards Tretinis, who inches inside the Slovenia zone. Olden to Tretinis, back to the line. Johannesson shoots, block it away. Big rebound off of Krojl. Norway can't get to it. This one ends up in the Slovenia bench, and we will step aside. A 4-1 Norway lead in the 3rd Group B action of 2017 World Hockey Championship. Welcome back to Paris, France. John Abbott, Dave Tomlinson with you today. First of back-to-back games on TSN as Norway leading Slovenia 4-1. Yet to come, the host France will take on Switzerland. That on TSN 5.
Slovenia will have to do without one of their better forwards, Rock Tichar, number 24, as he was shaken up their last power play. We'll restart and do the face-off again, and got the brunt of a hit behind the net. Mersak into Hollis. Tichar, like his right knee just kind of gave out on him. Back there now, though.
Big plus for Slovenia. Tichar able to get to the bench and remain part of this third period. Norway a draw win, though. Working around down low, Slovenia zone. Roos missed the chance to get to it behind the net. Slovenia defending. Roos now picks it up on the near boards. Heads back to the line, then drops off down low. Olden is there for Norway. Sondre Olden. Looked like he was going to lose the puck. His work to the line off a save. Odegaard pressured, plays it in deep. He took a hit there at the line from Ogrianchik of Slovenia. Odegaard again. Right off of Ogrianchik. Down low. Norway playing to the outside. And that one slipped away from Tretinis in front. Slovenia trying to get the clear. Ogrianchik will carry. Head back. He's pursued by Olden. Norway not giving it an inch here. Trying to make Slovenia pay, and in doing so will take a penalty. Slovenia another power play. Their second of this third period, down 4-1. Delayed call coming. Extra attacker on as Krojul, the goaltender's made it to the bench. Savalic will play it. Near side, Wiedmar. Everyone holds the line. Wiedmar across, puts it offside though, and that'll stop play. And Slovenia, we mentioned it early, will restate it, an important power play.
Norway just undisciplined and allowing Slovenia to hang around, as Matthias Trentinis is saying that his stick was taken out of his hands.
2 minutes penalty, tripping.
But the trip that was up ice is what the referee saw. Just looking at your top corner there as Tretinis with some incidental contact is down and gets his stick into the Slovenian forward's feet. Power plays are mounting for Slovenia. They've got to make them go in their direction here.
Fifth power play of the hockey game for Slovenia. 0 for 4. Norway has killed off one this period and will start the second penalty kill with an offside to Slovenia.
Slovenia is really going to have to make everything funnel towards the net. Their last power play, high, wide, you name it, they missed it.
Only one shot this period echoes that stat. Slovenia trying to up the ante in that regard. Only took one shot near the end of the second that beat Hogan, the Norwegian goaltender, 5-hole from Sabalic. The game's only goal scorer, therefore, for Slovenia. Mersak trying to change that. Plays it in to Char, who'd been roughed up, back on this power play. Behind the net. Play to Sabalic, looked to a side door pass. That was blocked by Norway, and fighting to get it down the ice is Ken-Andre Olam. Ken-Andre Olam, a freebie, springs himself shorthanded, but Krojul comes out to play it away from the streaking Norwegian forward. Ken-Andre Olam not done there. Had a man top of the circles. Forsberg couldn't hit him with a pass, but that's all shorthanded groundwork for Norway, taking time off the clock. 1 minute left as Slovenia comes in. Long shot, tests the right pad of Hogan off the stick of Urbas. And Sabalic will reset at center ice.
And it just seems to be not reading off of each other at all for Slovenia. One player wants to do one thing, the four others are late to that meeting, and they're going to have to find a new way to get into the zone.
More support in the building for Norway, and so it's grown quiet while Slovenia has the power play. Slovenia working on the near boards, again sent back.
Talked about the communication for Slovenia, and there's no way they can't hear each other in this building, that's for sure.
Might be a bit different when the host France take over. in a couple hours' time. Slovenia on the power play, trying to close the gap to 2. Stick in the lane from Norwegian coverage, and Roymark will turn one down the ice.
This isn't producing much in the way of momentum for Slovenia.
Slovenia, some room through neutral ice. Long wrister into the glove of Hogan. Easy stop from the outside.
Well, Slovenia started the tournament with back-to-back games, losing in a shootout to Switzerland on Saturday the 6th, and then the walloping from Canada 7-2 on Sunday the 7th. Tomorrow they'll play against Finland, who's yet to play up to their standards at this tournament.
Unpleasant surprise for the Finnish fans in Paris. Penalty over. 0 for 5 on the power play, Slovenia today. Norway, who entered with the first-ranked penalty kill in Group B, continues to strut its stuff. 14 for 15 killed off in the tournament now. Ken-Andre Olam, set up by his brother Mathis, tried to drive the net. He went down, looking to pick up another call from the official. Won't get so lucky this time, and it'll be icing against Slovenia. We mentioned France, Dave, coming up against Switzerland, but that'll be Canada's next opponent on TSN on Thursday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Canada and France, don't want to miss that one.
France with the most surprising win in Group B action, beating Finland 5-1. And Germany themselves in Pool A answered back in their first game, stunning the United States. So both hosts have given their home crowd a reason to cheer.
Music, ants in his pants as he tries to take this draw, but he'll be shown the door. Goljacic will take over. Norway wins. Down the boards for Roselli Olsen, behind the net. Working in the near corner, Norway, again, content to grind it out a little bit here with just over 8 minutes left to go in the third, and control up by 3. Roselli Olsen, unable to keep it in, hustling after it. Nortisbo, Slovenia changing, stretch pass arrives. Roselli Olsen in, has a man to the front of the net. Bostjansen couldn't hit him. Roymark keeps it alive for Norway, spun back around to the near wall. Off the blade of Roselli Olsen, was within his reach, and he saves the zone neatly after it looked like his mistake was going to cost the Norwegians some more zone time, and they'll just eat it up down low on the perimeter. Roymark has it slip away. Slovenia trying to get something going. To charter center for Merzak. Banks one to himself down the far boards. Bon Saxon is there, frees it up for Johannesson, and he'll air one out to center ice.
Just not enough support. When the puck is dumped in, you have one Slovenian player going after it. 2 are late to get there, and then they have to turn and start back checking.
Reichenberg has the most recent goal for Norway, putting them up 4-1, and he's defending now. At the line, Vidmar to the circle, back to the far point. Slapper was kind of half-cocked on its let go from Gregorts, and it missed the net. Norway out of their own zone. Johannesson head up at center, plays it towards Reichenberg, chipped in. Norway getting a line change going as Slovenia now gets across the Norwegian blue. Slovenia banking one down low. Tying up his man was Fame. Trentanis couldn't clear. Slovenia working against the clock. Played to the slot point. Blanker is blocked off of Orbis, who let it fly, and Norway able to put up a wall in front of Hogan.
That's a big block by Svein, as it looked at that point like Verlic was going to be able to let one fly after a nice setup from below the goal line, but instead nothing.
6 minutes to play in the third period. Norway picks up a puck on a turnover. Mathis Olam couldn't work his way all the way to the net. Oh, he had a little exchange with the goaltender Krozel, trying to sneak between he and the post. Kovacevic ties up his man. Norway's top line working. Haven't seen as much of them as we did near the end of the last game, as Norway was without a goal against the Swiss, and that was basically the trio we saw the most in the third period. Have a little bit of a more comfortable scoreboard to work with this time around.
Well, they got after it in the opening part of the hockey game. 3 goals in that first for Norway, and that just set the table for them to allow Slovenia to try to catch up, but it's not enough shots towards the goaltender. That's Lars Hogan in net for Norway, who's having an easy time of things.
In case you missed it, Darren Dreger coming out with some news regarding Canada's blue line. Colton Parayko added today and will be ready to play on Thursday against France. Big ad for John Cooper's blue line as Canada tries to remain undefeated in this tournament. Canadians sit atop Pool B with 9 points. A couple of teams lock-jammed in the middle. That includes Norway, should they get the win today, and it looks like they're poised to do so, leading 4-1 with 4.5 to go. Merzak in on the right side, fakes the slapper, goes hard around behind the net, swings to the far boards, now to the near point for Wiedmar. Backing off, plays it low, looking for a forward to spill out into the corner. Found one in Urbas, but it's taken away from him. Johannesson catches up to it. Defenseman for Norway will simply clear.
Well, the Slovenian team can certainly use an injection of offense. No Kopitar for them. Citing a long season, World Cup to start. And their best player, who's coming off a 2-game suspension after this game, is Jeglic. Maybe he can help.
Norway with a 2-on-1 developing. Roos, the puck carrier, is Olden in front, tries to hit him, and staying with the play, Wiedmar to knock it away. Norway may not be done yet. Loose puck in front, spinning with a shot. Olden comes right back to him off a block. Olden for Norway. Down low, couldn't connect with Martinson in behind the net. Far boards, Rodman. Looks up, has all kinds of time and space, and Norway will back off and change.
That's David Rodman. His brother Marcel also played for Slovenia.
No relation, by the way, to Dennis.
Not that we know of.
Long slapper by Curl. On right pad save. Hogan had it roll back to him, and maybe the second stop off the unintentional redirect was the better of the two, and Hogan keeping the door shut on Slovenia. Robart to center, nearly lost it. Now stolen at the Norwegian line, and Norway realizes they have time on their side in this one. Merzak doing what he can, cutting wide again, curls behind. Hogan this time threw it out in front for a backhander, looking for the man from the point. Krantz coming in, didn't reach the Slovenian defenseman.
Doesn't that illustrate what's going on with Slovenia? He gets behind the net, puts a pass out front, and still there's no teammate in his vicinity. Just 4 Norwegians saying thank you for the puck.
Yeah, usually you say you don't want to get individual, but in the case of Slovenia, almost have to with the way this game is going. Sabalic has the game's only goal for Slovenia.
Thought that would ignite something in the last 16 seconds of the second period, carry over to the third, but Slovenia has yet to have back-to-back offensive pressure throughout this game against Norway.
Certainly win the award for most creative colors used, I think, Slovenia. Don't see lime green mixed in very often. Verlic. Roost throwing a wrench in things in the corner for Norway. Worked up to Rosselli Olsen. He'll get the clear, no icing.
This game is reminiscent of Switzerland against Norway. Norway was not able to score in that game, but not able to create anything. Instead, they come out guns a-blazing in the first period, get the offense they want, and then sit down after that. This line again is at it, the Olin brothers and Thoresen.
Mathis Olin worked to the line, spreading out Von Saxon. Von Saxon off a body, went to the front of the goal. Nearly the benefactor, Ken Andre Olin, sets up Thoresen, shoots and scores! Patrick Thoresen finishes it off for Norway, 5-1.
Well, the whole line has gotten into the mix with a goal. Ken Andre Olin, Mathis Olin, and Patrick Thoresen is also able to score, and it's the same sort of thing. Getting the puck from below the goal line. Slovenia is puck focused. Thorson coming down the blocker side, getting it from Ken-Andre Olam, who's had a very good game, and it's upstairs off the camera, inside the net, and that should do it. 5-1 Norway. Their top line came ready to play, and the supporters in the building are just ducky about it.
Make that 8 goals for Norway in the tournament. 7 of those have arrived off of the top line that we just referenced. 33 seconds to go in the third. It'll be Olden redirecting one on. Left pad stop by Krojol. Norway's going to make Slovenia work right to the very end here.
Well, you've got the NHL experience in the past from Thorson. Sneaky pass early on. And then the other Olden brother, Ken-Andre, gets into it. And off his stick and back to Thorson. So they all are setting up each other. And that sets up for a win for them.
How about Latvia on TSN1? Their game coming to a close, beating Italy 2-1. Latvia is 3-0 in Group A play in Cologne. A surprise on that side. Norway, they're hoping to turn a few heads. Will rocket up the standings for the time being. A 5-goal performance from Norway moves them to a victory over Slovenia. 5-1 the final, and Norway now has 6 points in the tournament.
Well, they were able to put together the Olin brothers again. Thorson, as they chip in for all the even strength goals. Reichenberg with the power play marker, the cushion early, the icing on the cake late. And the celebration as Norway has got an eye to upping the standings and some points in their back pocket, maybe a quarterfinal berth if they keep winning.
Slovenia, no match for Norway, who take it 5-1. The final Group B action at the 2017 World Hockey Championship on TSN.
Mesdames et messieurs, les meilleurs joueurs du match seront récompensés par la montre officielle du tournoi, remise par Tissot, chronomètre officiel du championnat du monde IIHF 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the best player of each team will be awarded with the official watch of the event, given by Tissot, official timekeeper of the IIHF World Championships. Les montres seront remises par M. Maciek Karakovec, président de la Fédération slovène de hockey sur glace, et M. Nielsen Gerhardt, président de la Fédération norvégienne de hockey sur glace. Le meilleur joueur pour l'équipe de Slovénie, the best player for Slovenia, le numéro 26, Jan Urbas. Le meilleur joueur pour l'équipe de Norvège, the best player for Norway, le numéro 40, Ken-Andre Olim. Mesdames et messieurs, merci de bien vouloir vous lever pour l'hymne national de la Norvège. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Norway.
Et pour ce match et cette belle ambiance, grâce à nos supporters norvégiens et slovènes, on vous parle maintenant de nombreux spectateurs qui est présenté par Eventim, le partenaire officiel de la billetterie du championnat du monde, IIHF 2017 de hockey. The official game attendance is presented by Eventim, the official ticketing partner of the 2017 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. And tonight, you are, ce soir, vous êtes 2696. Bravo!
96, absolument 2696, juste avant de vous souhaiter une bonne soirée. Si jamais vous quittez pour venir aux résultats de l'Italie, qui a été battu par l'Italie sur le score de 2-1. Nous, on se retrouve dans quelques instants. Merci pour ce temps. N'oubliez pas, vous avez vécu un super moment, vous avez envie d'acheter des places. Vous faites comme hier, vous venez vite au guichet, vous prenez des places et vous venez vivre avec nous. Ce second match à 20h15 entre la Suisse et la France. Et n'oubliez pas, pour ceux qui ont éliminé, pour ceux qui ont éliminé,
Alors il faut faire attention par la porte C, sinon vous ne pourrez pas revenir. If you want to come back for the next game, please exit the arena. Find the door C. It's important, very important.
Alors on va jeter un œil sur le classement après ce match. Alors pour le Canada, on le sait parce que le Canada a fait son troisième match hier. La Norvège qui a emporté, donc il est à 6 points. La Suisse qui joue contre la France, c'est déjà un match capital, est à 5 points. Et puis derrière, vous voyez le classement qui défile avec la vidéo aussi. Pour l'instant, est à 0 points.
Voilà, donc effectivement, on a des calculs sur la suite. Si les Suisses gagnaient ce soir, on prendre plus 8 points, on en deuxième position. Et si les Français gagnent, et on reviendrait à égalité en deuxième position avec les Norvégiens. Ça peut être pas mal.
Oui, oui, c'est that. Oui, oui, c'est that. Voilà, on se fait tomber, c'est bien parce que finalement c'est aussi l'émotion. Nous avons rendez-vous tout à l'heure pour...
5-1 was the final for Norway over Slovenia, now joined by Ken Olim. And what a start you guys got out to. 3 goals in the first period alone. Was that the intent when you started this game?
Yeah, of course, we you not usually get 3 goals, but we were talking about getting a better start than we got against Swiss. So yeah, it was important for us to get a good start.
Your line in particular seemed to be firing on all cylinders today, tic-tac-toe passing. Why is it that you guys are able to connect so well?
Yeah, hard to say, but yeah, 3 good players and understanding game, thinking about it a similar way, I would say. And yeah, today we got some lucky bounces.
You seemed emotional when you scored, a sense of relief it seemed like. Do you remember what the play was like when you scored? Walk us through it.
Yeah, it was a nice pass from Patrick there, and I just was trying to get it as high as possible into the net, so luckily it went in.
Now you guys will have a day's rest to regroup, to take on Czech Republic. They're coming off of an emotional win as well. How do you get set to take on them?
Yeah, of course, we got everything to win there. So we just have to use the day tomorrow to rest our legs and have a really good effort.
Thank you so much. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Gente, pizdu maternu. Dede, prvom, dede.